On this episode of Hornet News Now, a heroic save on the football field.
Also, missing doors clear up hallways.
A nationwide tradition takes place on campus.
So this reassures them that their fellow students around them are still following God through their faith and through worship.
A student's musical abilities gain statewide recognition.
I feel like it's really helped me to look at things from a different point of view. It's given me a more colorful lens. Not everything is in black and white. There's always a deeper meaning to the text.
And we figure out what's trending on campus.
All of that next on this episode of Hornet News Now. Welcome back to Hornet News Now. I'm Taylor Dishinger.
And I'm Chelsea Jensen. Thanks for joining us. The PSAT takes place next Tuesday, October 29th. The test is for juniors and is the qualifying test for the National Merit Scholarship Program.
It's that time of year again for Powder Puff. The 2024 Powder Puff Tournament is November 2nd at the BHS football field. Any seniors can make a team of 10 female players and 3 male coaches.
The cost is $5 per person and is due October 30th. There is a mandatory coaches meeting October 29th during advisory in Coach Bates' room. All the coaches and 1 player must be present. If you have any questions, you can email tbates@bryantschools.org.
The Bryant Hornets offensive line coach Shane Clancy shares how his sports medicine training enables him to help not only his players but other coaches. Here's Chelsea with the story.
Shane Clancy is the offensive line coach for the Bryant Hornets. On the weekends, he works with Bryant Pee Wee football.
My son plays, and somebody from the school district has to be up here to open and close the stadium, and I've done that the last 4 years.
Clancy was fulfilling his parent and coach role when he witnessed an emergency.
It was just really hot. They'd ran a play, and somebody fell down. I thought it was a kid. It turned out to be a coach. The officials got him and walked him to the sideline. When they got him to the sideline, he fell down again. And obviously he was showing signs of heat exhaustion.
His sports medicine training kicked in and he was able to remove the coach from the field and help him cool off before the paramedics arrived.
He got in an ice bath, got his core body temperature down, got in an ambulance for about 30-45 minutes, and ended up coming back out and finished coaching the last couple minutes of the game.
With the weather cooling off, remember to stay hydrated to avoid situations like this. For Hornet Media, I'm Chelsea Jensen.
On average, the United States experiences more than 13,000 heat-related deaths each year. If you find yourself out in extreme heat, it's important to know the symptoms of a heat stroke, which include fast pulse, headache, dizziness, and fainting. Also, Bryant offers sports medicine classes to teach students the same skills Coach Clancy used.
Building 10 is the largest on Bryant's campus. With more than 50 classrooms, students are flooding the hallways between bells every day. Mr. Hay is working towards improving hallway traffic. Here's Taylor with more.
In his first year as a high school principal, Mr. Hay is improving our campus with small changes that make a big impact. With hallway traffic being a recurring issue, Mr. Hay took the initiative to make a change.
It's really a traffic holdup. Between classes, there's this right here may be the busiest one in the school, so just the doors opening and closing. If you got door stops, they get kicked out, so just improving traffic flow is the main thing.
Building 10 isn't the only building with unnecessary doors disturbing traffic.
Building 18, we took kind of a similar deal where the old professional development building was. We took some, but really this is the only area that's kind of a unique situation where you could remove them.
When making the decision to remove the doors, safety and security were a top priority.
That's the first thing we looked at is that, like, safety and security reasons. That's one of the reasons, like the library doors, we left those on because you can lock those down and they are secure. But these weren't exterior doors, they're not interior classroom doors, they're just doors in the way.
Students surveyed claimed that the removal of the doors have improved how fast they get to class. For Hornet Media, I'm Taylor Dishinger.
3 sets of doors have been removed from campus, and any other interior doors are subject to being taken out as long as they don't pose a safety issue.
Fields of Faith is a national event that takes place on football fields all around the country. Bryant High School FCA hosted the event that brought more than 600 students together. Here's Donovan Covington with more.
The Fellowship of Christian Athletes hosted their annual Fields of Faith event at Hornet Stadium. FCA leaders like Lacey Ball help make sure the event is welcoming to the students and the whole Bryant community.
The FCA leadership team at Bryant sets it up, but our teacher, Coach Regan, helps facilitate it and get all of the facility ready. And so then after that, we set up the band, the speakers, the music, the games.
Along with fun, faith, and fellowship, Christian students share their testimonies to introduce the faith to inquirers and encourage a generation where 2/3 of teens believe in God.
We want them to know that if they need anything, that God will be their person to run to.
For Hornet News Now, I'm Donovan Covington.
If you're interested in joining FCA next year, you can email FCA sponsor Coach Regan at sregan@bryantschools.org.
This week's Spotlight highlights a student with a statewide recognized voice. Here's Jordan Graham with more.
This week's Spotlight is senior Lizzie Porter, a member at choir since the 9th grade. She serves as the president of choir and has been singing from a very young age.
Listen to what I say.
To be successful in choir, Lizzie has determined she has to practice outside of school.
It was a lot of just going home, working on music, just reviewing constantly, always going to the directors, figuring out what always I could improve on. Just a lot of one-on-one with the directors, reviewing constantly reviewing the music. So it was just a whole lot of review, finding different ways to improve. That was really just the main gist of it.
Lizzie said choir has affected her in many ways, socially being one of them.
Being in choir specifically has helped me to learn how to work with people who have different skill sets, different personalities, different ideas.
Lizzie has recently been accepted to UCA and plans to continue to sing for their non-music major choir in college. For Hornet News Now, I'm Jordan Graham.
BHS Choir has 4 different ensembles, and you can join by signing up for the class during scheduled selections at the end of each school year.
The week of homecoming brings about school spirit all over campus. Spirit Week theme days are chosen by Student Senate and serve as a way for students to celebrate and get excited for the homecoming game. Here's Wyatt Edgen with What's Trending.
On this week's What's Trending, we explore Spirit Week throughout the campus.
So this was the first day of school outfit for elementary school when I first moved to Little Rock.
I grew up in the 80s, and hairbands, that was where it's at, right? 80s was the greatest music generation.
I'm repping the Bluey t-shirt from a really popular kids show, and then I have the little pigtails and the little rainbow colorful clips, and then I have some like carnival fair makeup that you would get as a child.
Well, I'm twinning as Miss Fell and I'm Mr. Westbrook. We're promoting Skills USA.
I'm 90s, 2000 hip hop. You feel what I'm saying?
I am 1988 Brett Michaels from Poison.
We are both Arkansas Razorback fans.
And they've been good lately in sports. Like, let's go support them.
And what inspired this outfit?
Well, we're the Skills USA advisors, so we're promoting Skills USA and all the fun things that you can do in this organization.
That's it for this week's What's Trending. Back to you, Chelsea and Taylor.
Applications for Student Senate next year will open next semester. For further questions, you can contact T. Bates at bryantschools.org.
Now it is time for an update on all things Hornet Athletics. Joining us here in studio is Matt Burke.
Thanks, Taylor. Last Thursday, the Bryant Lady Hornets took on the North Little Rock Trojan Wildcats in volleyball. The Hornets did not have an issue during the game, winning 3 sets to North Little Rock's 0. Senior Vivian Sprawlin led the Hornets in kills with 13. Also, senior Gracie Brown had a big impact with 9 blocks for herself. The Lady Hornets are wrapping up for the regular season, with the last 2 games being against Conway and Fort Smith Southside. State tournaments will start October 29th. Now Matthew Anderson for last week's football report.
Thanks, Bert. This past Friday, the Hornets dominated Little Rock Southwest, winning 62-0. With the Hornets entering the final stretch of the season with a 7-0 record, they look to go 3-0 in their last 3 games. And it starts with this upcoming home game against the 2-5 Cabot Panthers. Last week, Cabot lost a close matchup to Pulaski Academy with a 47-56 loss. The Hornets host Cabot this Friday at 7 o'clock. Back to you, Matt.
Thanks, Matthew. Here's Gerard with our 3-day weather forecast.
Thanks, Matt. Today's going to be sunny with highs in the 80s and lows in the 50s. Looking at Saturday, it's going to be mostly sunny with a high of 77 and a low of 53. This will continue into Sunday, having highs in the upper 70s and lows in the 50s. What happens when winter arrives? autumn leaves. Back to you, Chelsea and Taylor.
Thanks, Gerard. I can't wait for these temperatures to drop.
Me too. I'm so excited for the fall weather.
That's all for this episode of Hornet News Now.
You can keep up to date with the Hornet Media program by following us online on our YouTube channel, Hornet News Network.
Be sure to join us again in November for another episode of Hornet News Now.
And don't forget to keep a lookout for this month's episode of the Bryant Buzz next week. I'm Taylor Dishinger.
And I'm Chelsea Jensen. Thanks for watching and have a great rest of your day.